Our next item is a proclamation of appreciation honoring A.J. Williams. Whereas A.J. Williams is a lifelong resident of Lincoln County, Tennessee, whose dedication to his community has exemplified the values of public service, patriotism, civic responsibility, and community stewardship. Whereas A.J. Williams honorably served his country in the United States Army from 1966 to 1968 during the Vietnam War, answering the call to duty with courage and commitment, and his military service stands as a long-standing testament to his love of country and devotion to the freedom enjoyed by all Americans. Whereas following his military service, A.J. Williams continued his lifelong commitment to serving others through his faithful service as a member of the Interlocal Solid Waste Authority Board since July 1992. Providing more than 3 decades of leadership, guidance, and oversight in support of responsible waste management and environmental stewardship for the citizens of Lincoln County and the surrounding communities. Whereas through his tenure, A.J. Williams has contributed his knowledge, experience, and sound judgment to the advancement of programs and initiatives that have helped ensure the efficient and effective operation of solid waste services benefiting both current and future generations. Whereas in addition to his public service, A.J. Williams has demonstrated a strong commitment to the economic vitality of Lincoln County through his ownership and operation of T&W Machine, creating employment opportunities and contributing to the growth and prosperity of the local community. And whereas his dedication to his nation, his community, and his profession has earned the respect and admiration of his fellow board members, colleagues, and citizens throughout Lincoln County. Whereas it is fitting and proper that the citizens of Lincoln County recognize and express their sincere gratitude for the many years of faithful and distinguished service rendered by A.J. Williams. Now, therefore, I, Bill Newman, Mayor of Lincoln County, Tennessee, on behalf of the Lincoln County Commission and the citizens of Lincoln County, do hereby proclaim our sincere appreciation and gratitude to A.J. Williams for his honorable military service in the United States Army and his more than 34 years of dedicated service on the Interlocal Solid Waste Authority Board, and his unwavering commitment to improving the quality of life for the citizens of Lincoln County. May this proclamation serve as a lasting expression of our appreciation for his exemplary leadership, patriotism, and service to both his country and to his community. In witness thereof, I have hereto set my hand and caused the seal of Lincoln County, Tennessee, to affix this the 18th day of August 2026, Bill Newman, Lincoln County, Tennessee. What's the will of the commission on this item? Commissioner Gunthenberg makes a motion for approval. Commissioner Hutter seconds it. All in favor, please say aye. Aye. Any opposed, no. Unanimously approved. AJ? Our next item is a resolution of appreciation honoring Mike Davis for his outstanding service to Lincoln County and the Juniors House Child Advocacy Center. Whereas Mike Davis faithfully served Lincoln County by supervising and leading the Lincoln County inmate work crew, providing meaningful opportunities for inmates to give back to the community through productive service projects that improve public facilities and support local organizations. And whereas under the leadership, guidance, and dedication of Mike Davis, the Lincoln County inmate work crew recently completed a comprehensive renovation project at Junior's House Child Advocacy Center, a vital resource serving children and families throughout our community. Whereas the renovation including fresh paint, updating lighting, new carpet throughout the main reception room, offices, conference room, kitchen, hallways, and the exterior of the building, creating a brighter, more welcoming, and comfortable environment for children, families, staff, and the community partners. Whereas the countless hours of labor, attention to detail, and commitment to excellence demonstrated by Mike Davis and the Lincoln County inmate work crew have enhanced the appearance and functionality of the Child Advocacy Center while significantly reducing renovation costs through their dedicated service. And whereas this project reflects the value of stewardship, teamwork, rehabilitation, community partnerships, illustrating how public service and second chance opportunities can produce lasting benefits for the citizens of Lincoln County. And whereas Lincoln County is proud to recognize individuals whose leadership and dedication improve the quality of life for others and strengthen our community through acts of service, now therefore be it resolved that the Mayor of Lincoln County, Tennessee, on behalf of the citizens of Lincoln County, hereby express sincere appreciation and gratitude to Mike Davis for his exceptional leadership of the Lincoln County inmate work crew and for his commitment to improving public facilities throughout our county. Be it further resolved that special recognition is extended to Mike Davis and the members of the Lincoln County inmate work crew for their outstanding craftsmanship, hard work, generous service in completing the renovations of the Junior's House Child Advocacy Center, ensuring that children and families enter its doors are welcome into a safe and an inviting and dignified environment. Be it further resolved that the resolution of appreciation be spread upon the official record of Lincoln County, Tennessee, and a copy be presented to Mike Davis as a lasting expression of the county's gratitude and appreciation. This is adopted 18th day of August 2026. What's the will of the commission on this? Commissioner Bryant makes a motion of acceptance. Commissioner Garthenberg seconds it. What's the will of the commission? All those in favor, please say aye. Aye. Those opposed, unanimously approved. Mike? Come on, Junior's House, people.
You didn't want to miss a photo.
Thank y'all. Our next item, consideration for approval to reappoint Mike Bevels, Chad Mullins, Shelton Smith, Tommy Eslick to the Lincoln County Planning Commission. Those terms would expire May 2030. What's the will of the commission on this item? Commissioner Walker makes a motion. Commissioner Spray seconds. Any questions? All in favor of approval, please say aye. Aye. Any opposed, no. Unanimously approved. Next item, consideration for approval to reappoint Grad Wright to the Lincoln County Planning Commission. That term expires September of 2030. What's the will of the commission on this item? Commissioner Hunter, I see. Commissioner Eldridge seconds. Any questions? All in favor of approval, please say aye. Aye. Any opposed? Unanimously approved. Thank you. Next item, consideration for approval to reappoint Ernie Morgan, Tommy Sanders, Brian Rutledge, and Daniel Johnson as Judicial Commissioners. Those terms would expire September of 2027. Those were requested by Judge Myrick. What's the will of the commission on this item? Commissioner Douglas made the motion. Commissioner Ewan seconds. Any questions? All in favor of approval, please say aye. Aye. Any opposed, no. Unanimously approved. Next item, consideration for approval to reappoint Andy Myrick, Jerry Mansfield, Randy Dept, Dora Wisenat, Phyllis Counts, Mark Mitchell, Nancy Harris, Matt McAuliffe, and Byron Carter to the Records Committee. Those terms would expire September 2030. What's the will of the commission on this item? Commissioner Guntherberg makes a motion for approval. Commissioner Douglas seconds. Any questions? All in favor of approval, please say aye. Aye. Any opposed, no. Unanimously approved. Next item, consideration for approval to reappoint Randy Dept, Betty Creason, Brenda Rolls to the Three-Star Housing Committee. Those terms would expire September of 2027. What's the will of the commission on this item? Commissioner Young makes a motion for approval. Commissioner Rose-Walter seconds it. Any questions? All in favor of approval, please say aye. Aye. Any opposed, no. Unanimously approved. Next couple items we got, Ms. Tracy Perkins, Lincoln County Planner.
Thank you. First item we have is file number 2026-R4. This is a rezoning from A1 to A2. It's agricultural forestry, rural residential to suburban residential. It's at 353 Lees Creek Road, parcel number 113004.16. It is owned by Samantha Price, and approval was, or recommendation was given for approval on July 6th at the Planning Commission meeting, and last month we asked for a public hearing and a vote this month. And Ms. Price simply wants to do this so that she can live near her mother. They want to put, there's already a house there, and they want to put a house on another one, on the other parcel too. And there, we did have a public hearing earlier tonight, and no one had any comments. So,
what's the will of the commission on this item? Okay. Commissioner Nix make a motion for approval. Commissioner Rose-Walter seconds. Any questions? All in favor of approving that rezoning, please say aye. Aye. Any opposed, no. Unanimously approved. Ms. Perkins?
Next file is 2026-R5. We're here asking for consideration to call for a public hearing and vote next month. This is for rezone from A1 to A2 again for 21 Mason Road in Flintville. Parcel number is 129-058.01. It is owned by Jason Ashley, and he plans to separate it and put separate the home that is there, remove the mobile homes that are there, and build duplexes on the two empty lots. So
okay.
The subdivision will have to follow this, but the reason.
Any questions before I ask for a motion for that public hearing call? Entertain a motion for September 15th call. Commissioner Nix makes a motion for that. Do I have a second? Commissioner Hunter seconds that. Any questions? All in favor, please say aye. Aye. Any opposed, no. Unanimously approved. Thank you, Ms. Perkins. All right. I think we're ready for our County Attorney Garrett Honey, rules governing the legislative body.
Good evening, everybody. We have met for the past couple of months, the Rules and Legislation Committee. We wanted to go over the current rules governing the legislative body of Lincoln County, Tennessee. We have done that. I presented you all with a copy of what our proposal was last month at the meeting, and asked for any additional comments or concerns on that. The committee voted yesterday that they have approved the recommendations that we have done. The biggest thing that we wanted to do is we wanted to make sure that these rules are updated to comply with the new sunshine laws that have recently gone through with the state of Tennessee. So we have done that. But in looking through these and making sure that we were in compliance, we just noticed that there were a few things that could be condensed or restated in ways that better suits our commission. So we have done that. You have seen in your packet today that there's the proposals that we sent out last month were there. So that is in essence what we're asking this commission to approve.
Any question before I ask for a motion for approval? Entertain a motion for approval at this time. Commissioner Coley, do I have a second? Second, Mr. Presran. Any questions? All in favor of approval, please say aye. Aye. Any opposed, no. Commissioner Grayson votes no. Anyone else no on these? Okay. Approved with one negative vote. Okay. Next item, Tim Gill, our road superintendent, update on the Steve Fox Drive.
How's everybody doing? Well, it's been good working with all y'all. I'm gonna miss some of you. It's not coming back. I mean it that way. It's not coming back. It's been good, and y'all been good to me, so I appreciate it. On the Smith property up there at Kelso that the county recently bought, at the river access point, the highway committee met last month and they want to add it to the county road list. We had an application from the 911 center and the EMA to name this road Steve Fox Drive, and it was approved by the highway committee. So it would add Steve Fox Drive to the county road list for the county to maintain the road going into this park or whatever I guess it's gonna be a park.
Gonna be a landing anyway.
Yeah, it's a river access down there, and there's a lot of people uses it to get in and out of the river with. And it's pretty rough shape right now, so by adding it to the county road list, the county can do some work on it to get it into shape where people can get in and out. So.
Entertain a motion, we add this to the county road list. Commissioner Gillen makes it, Commissioner Gunthenberg seconds it. Any questions? All in favor of approval, please say aye. Aye. Any opposed, no. Thank you, Tim.
And it would be added as Steve Fox Drive, is that correct?
Yeah.
Is that part of the motion too?
It is now.
Okay. All right. Well, it's been good working with y'all that's not coming back, and wish y'all luck. Enjoy your time off.
All right. Commissioner Eldridge, update on growth plan and comprehensive plan.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. About a week or so ago, I sent our county mayor and our county attorney and a couple others an email that had pretty good bit of information regarding the history, background, and current status of our comprehensive plan and our growth plan amendment. And the purpose of that was to just not let the ball drop. This is it's an important effort that we've been working through. A lot of people had a lot of spent a lot of time doing this, and it's a great initiative for the county. It's going to be really good for the county. We don't need to let it drop. We're about 98% there. The biggest piece that is remaining on the growth plan amendment is the adoption of the land use map. And I think 2 months ago, I came and we talked about that and discussed that, and there were two major questions on it. One was a question about the maps. I think Mr. Bryant had that, and I have since talked to Michael Wisnant at G Squared, and I appreciate them volunteering their time to help with this. He's gotten with Croy Engineering. I believe they talked with Mr. Qualls over at E911. They've transferred some files, and I'm being told that is going to work, that there's no longer an issue, that you'll be able to drill down and do everything you want. I've not seen it, but I appreciate them working hard to get that done, and that's going to be a great great thing because any citizen can go on there then and look at the map as approved. So the second thing is, I guess at this point it'll be the new commission. I hope we'll take that up and we'll approve the land use map. Some commissioners had expressed an interest in getting some more input, and so they can do that and continue to, talk to their constituents and that kind of thing. But at some point, I'm hopeful that during the next commission, that this body will take that up and approve that land use map. At that point, the growth plan amendment will need to work its way back through the statutory process for approval. And one of the things that I sent, and you know more about this than I do, but I kind of broke out all the statutory requirements. As I said a couple of months ago, we have broken all the required timelines. It was no fault of our own. We're dealing with different municipalities and that kind of thing. So what needs to happen is we'll need to probably reconstitute that coordinating committee. The county commission will need to reappoint the coordinating committee, and somebody will need to head that up and kind of walk through that process to make sure that it's done. And I'm sure Mr. Honey would be, I hope he's willing to help with that. But it's just a procedural thing to make sure you hit all the requirements. At that point, it will be sent to the state, and they would hopefully approve that. The land use map is the significant piece that will come out of that, and that would then be rolled into the comprehensive plan, and then that could be approved. And then hopefully the biggest part is not just getting it approved, it's actually using it. It's going to be a great tool for the county. It's not perfect, it's not the be-all, end-all, but it'll be a great way. It sets some guidelines and kind of sets some priorities. It's a great way for us to move forward as we think about growth and development. It's going to be a really good thing, I believe, for the county. So I mainly wanted to come and address everybody and just, keep it on the front burner, make sure that our new mayor, our new commissioners are aware. I'm happy to answer any questions. Croy has all the data and information, but I'm happy to, to answer any questions or give any information that I have to whomever. So I just wanted to bring that in front of you and make sure you keep that in the forefront of what you're doing. Thank you all. Thank you, Mr. Mayor, for your years of service to the county.
Thank you for the two projects that you've taken on, because I know they were heartfelt and knowledge led, and you did a wonderful job.
Well, in the words of Tim Gill, I'm going to miss some of you too.
Thank you. Next item, agreement to provide consulting services. Commissioner Nix, our finance director.
I just need 30 seconds. I'm kidding. No, that was a joke. So after the last 2 weeks ago at budget, the retail strategies that was passed through their budget process came back to the budget committee, and in front of them they had a new MOU and a new agreement to provide consulting services in front of them that outlined actually accepting a grant that's through the Tennessee Economic, ECD, I'll just say it that way because I can't remember that acronym. Jenny can probably help me. After much discussion, that actually got voted down at that time, and it was put on me as finance director to go and reach out to Retail Strategies to actually get a contract between county and Retail Strategies only, which I did. It is in the drive. You've all seen it. I've got a copy here if you haven't. It's my only copy, but I do have one. So I reached out to Ms. Lacey Beasley, who is the president of Retail Strategies. She asked, well, why that happened that way, and I told her the cliff notes of it, and she said, well, we can change a few of those things, and she kind of represented it to me on the phone, more or less. Gave me a new MOU and a new agreement and everything that I did send out with the blessing of the mayor. I did send out to the rest of the commission for their revision to look at. In fact, I even talked to her about her talking to the rest of this commission, because she's presented twice to budget. The first time was in 2025. I want to say one was around June or July time frame, and then she came back prior to the budget, or well, I can't remember the time frame. Might have been early in 26, and presented again. So that's when it kind of really took flight a little bit more with the budget and this commission to, hey, let's entertain this $150,000 over 3 years to be spent to get some retail business in the county. Correct? I think that's saying that correctly for the most part. So after, like I said, after going back to her recently and getting a new agreement to be provided in front of this commission with just county only versus with retail strategies, and her redoing it, I said, you need to really speak what you just spoke to me really in front of this whole commission at this point, because we're past budget. It's now kind of come to the floor. She's out of town, but she's willing to via conference call right here. So she's on the thing. I'm not sure how much you heard of that, Miss Lacey, but I will kind of set the stage and kind of back up and let you. I'm kind of pitching the ball back out there to let them hear the pitch again, so to speak.
Jason,
Sorry.
I think you need to tell why the first proposal was turned down. It was turned down. You need to tell.
I know there was a few facets to it. So the reason the first.
What we thought was that we would not get any of the sales tax.
Okay.
And
So
that's the reason why we turned that down.
So there-
We wanted to go on it ourselves.
well, that was your facet, Mr. Taylor. That's the way. That's what was your facet. That's valid. So
That was
what
the
he's
motion
speaking
that
of.
was made, that was approved by the board.
So what Commissioner Taylor is speaking about is they weren't expecting any sales tax dollar to come out of this agreement if we stayed with the grant version of what was presented, correct? Okay. Also, there was a little, I don't know how to say that, but they just really wasn't happy with another entity, in this case Main Street, being kind of the lead person on this, and felt like the county might be left out on the side with county money being involved and having someone else take the lead beyond the county. I say that pretty diplomatically. I think that's right. Along with what Commissioner Taylor was saying about the sales tax. So to confront the sales tax part, I will say this. So of the sales tax, it's 9.5%. We all agree there. Of sales tax is broken down this way. 7% goes straight to the state. So now 2.5% is now what we're vying over between city and county, or cities and county, because you can't leave out Petersburg and Ardmore. Half of that, right off the top of 2.5%, goes straight to schools. And that's broken down with ADA numbers, average daily attendance. And that's given to us by the state as well. So now we're left with that second half of the 2.5% of what we're vying over. And our agreement, our 65 agreement, kind of helps dictate a little bit of that. As long as y'all know, or I hope you know, our 65 agreement reads, as long as we levy a property tax, that half goes to the school systems, then the city will then in turn share a portion of their sales tax with the county. And that portion is broken down. It's a good complicated formula how it's broken down, but the meat and guts of it is, and I went over the last 5 years to kind of give a synopsis. So over the last 5 years, about 33%, give or take, is that piece of the pie that comes back to the county. Okay, the city still gets the bigger sliver, obviously, of sales tax, but we do get a sliver of that. So if there was any inclination that the county does not get any sales tax, hopefully I'm putting that to bed right now. There is a sliver. It's, once again, it is, the city does get their lion's share. So does that help clear that up, Mr. Taylor?
Yeah, it does.
Okay. Okay, I'm gonna, yes, Jenny?
Mr. Jason, I feel like that there were some other things.
I can hear you.
Okay. Okay, I feel like some other concerns were also the grant application. So there was an initial application process on behalf of Fayetteville Main Street that did not include any discussion of the county. And the state denied that, and they had a suggestion to go back and include the county in it. So that was revised. But if you go back and you look at the grant application, I feel like very heavily it is advantageous to the city and doesn't address what the initial concerns were that we were trying to address with reaching out to retail strategies. I'm actually the one that asked them to come and speak. I started with the Tullahoma Economic Development Director, and he came and talked, and then I had a Zoom meeting with Miss Lacey and our IDB Director and our FMS Director, Miss Amy Bird, and we discussed the sales tax, retail leakage, finance options, city and county combined contribution, and what services the IDB, FMS, and Fayetteville Main Street and the Chamber provide. So one of the reasons why reaching out was the IDB they provide recruitment of industry. Fayetteville Main Street's mission is to help the downtown, and then the chamber helps existing businesses. So we're missing a large piece of recruitment for retail and commercial. So we're missing that large piece. Another piece that we're missing that hasn't come back up is the involvement of the city in this. So I also reached out to the city during this time, and I was advised that they had spoken with Retail Strategies a year prior. They did not pursue anything with the company because they didn't have a lot of property left within the UGB to develop, and I think the price tag was a little deterrent to them. So I still have not seen where we've heard anything about whether the city has been approached about contributing to this, because we will be providing the entire match to the grant. So I obviously support the Retail Strategies because I'm the one that had them to come in, and also had the grant writer people come in and speak to us because we need something like this. But for me tonight, and I've already spoke to Miss Lacey, and she's wonderful, and I think a lot of their company, but I'm not going to be able to support that grant application as it's written. I would really like for us to defer this and also speak with the city. So defer this until we can get further information and study the issue a little bit, and have the opportunity to speak with the city and see if we can come together. I've got some ideas. I know some other people have, but I just don't think the time is now to move on. And I'm the one that initiated this, but I don't like the fine print. When it sounds good, but we need to look at that fine print, I think we can make something better than what we've got in front of us. So there were some other things involved in that as well. Thank you.
Are you making a motion?
Well, I think that, did we want to allow Miss Lacey to speak since she's zoomed in? I can go ahead and follow through. Yes, I can make my motion.
Go ahead.
If that's okay.
Go ahead.
Oh, let me read it out properly. A teacher, I've got my notes here. So, all right. I make a motion that we defer action on this item for further study and the opportunity to confer with city leadership.
Okay. Do I have a second? Commissioner Grayson seconds it. Okay. The floor is now open for discussion on the motion that's been properly seconded. Commissioner Bryant.
I just have one question, and we may or may not answer this on the Zoom call. We may drop it right here and do what Mr. Walker suggested, which I agree with. I simply want to know how we got from the county spending $150,000 of your organization to promote growth in the county areas to this, what amounts to $256,000 in a grant that we didn't ask for. Is that a fair question?
Lacey, did you hear the question?
Yes, I can hear the question. Thank you for that question, and I can answer the question directly or go through the entire presentation, either one. But the state of Tennessee, Tennessee ECD, Community Development, they have set aside a program called the 3-Star Grant. And so that is for every county in the state goes through setting goals. And then ultimately what the county can do is apply for a grant to help them achieve those goals. And then the state reviews that and allocates funding for it or not, or asks them to revise it. Jeannie, thank you so much for inviting me right from the beginning. As you mentioned, it's been almost 2 years or year and a half that we've been talking about this and looking at Fayetteville and Lincoln County. And we have a long history with the city of Tullahoma and several communities that surround you at Shelbyville of working on successful retail recruitment. We have had a history with Main Street Fayetteville as well. And back in 2020, the city of Fayetteville went through a program that was supported by ECD called Retail Academy. And at that time in the Retail Academy, what we do is we provided the city with a lot of data and demographics, maps, and a retail prospect list, and encouraged or taught essentially the city representatives how they could implement their own retail recruitment plan. Obviously, 6 years later, that data is out of date, and it's a really good time to look at revamping that for what we call full service retail recruitment. And this is more of a staff augmentation model. This is where our company comes in and we do the work on your behalf. We look at all the retail prospects, all the properties, and then we play matchmaker and we report back all the results of the conversations we've had. So it starts with a study or a report, but really then it becomes a very dynamic, alive line of service where essentially what you're investing in is the human resources and the human effort that we put with that. So knowing that the county was very interested in retail recruitment, then Jeannie brought to us the opportunity of, can we apply for the 3-star grant? So in looking at the application for the 3-star, one of the goals of the county was also to look at the downtown revitalization and improvements. What Retail Strategies does is a couple different things. One, we do national retail recruitment that is one team. But separately, we have an entire team that's downtown strategies that works on 5-year strategic plans for downtowns. And so visiting with the state, we saw the opportunity to work on both at the same time, national retail recruitment for the county and also downtown revitalization. So that is the grant that was submitted and awarded by the state of Tennessee, ECD. And the county had budgeted $150,000 over 3 years for national retail recruitment. So I see this as a great thing for the city of Fayetteville and Lincoln County to take that same allocation of budgeting of $150,000 and have countywide national retail recruitment plus a 5-year strategic plan for downtown. The way it'll work is the 5-year strategic plan for downtown Fayetteville will work with Amy Beard and that program. And then separately, Jason Nix will be the main point of contact for the national retail recruitment platform. I do think it's very important for the national retail recruitment to be successful to involve the city of Fayetteville and the county. We did have a lot of discussions about focusing on key properties and opportunities that are outside of the city of Fayetteville, knowing the growth that is in Park City and on Highway 431 going south, and really looking around the entire county, all the opportunities that exist, and understanding the implications of the sales tax dollars that will come back to not just the city, but also the county. We love to take a holistic approach because everything we do in the national retail recruitment is looking at the retailers and what are they looking for when they're making a decision about where they're going to locate. And there's a variety of different things. They're going to look at population density, they're going to look at traffic, and ultimately they're going to pick the real estate site where they believe that they can be most profitable and collect the highest sales volume that they can possibly get for their brand. And so what we do on the retail strategy side is we look at all the properties that we believe are viable for commercial development. This could be raw land, this could be already existing shopping centers with vacancies or highest and best use. And then we're gonna look at every single retailer and restaurant that we think are a good match for those properties and reach out to them and play matchmaker. For these decision makers, really, municipal boundaries are invisible to them. They don't really care about the city or the county. What they care about are things like retail synergy, population density, and traffic counts. So I believe we can be far more successful in our national retail recruitment program if we put a heavy emphasis on both the city and the county at the same time. And so the way this grant came about was really the opportunity of looking at how can we really fund an amplified program for national retail recruitment that involves both the city and the county and downtown as well, put all that together for the same budget allocation for the county. And that's ultimately where we have the two choices that we're at now. From my understanding, and I'm so grateful that there's so much support from the Lincoln County Commission for National Retail Recruitment. I've enjoyed presenting to the Budget Committee a couple times and talking about how this program works and the benefit of it. From my understanding, there is support of this program. There is budgeting there, but really it's just a matter of determining which path that wants to be taken, whether that is the retail recruitment is for the county only or and denies the grant, or whether the path is to accept the grant and have Lincoln County, Fayetteville, and Main Street all working together. It's the same budget allocation. As the consultant, I believe we can be far more successful in accepting the grant. And I think it sends a very positive message to the state of Tennessee about the willingness of the city and the county to work together if you accept the grant. I also believe the counter is true. If a grant that we've been working on for over a year is awarded and then ultimately turned away or denied, I think that also sends a message to the state of Tennessee when they're looking to partner with cities and counties. So I highly, as the consultant working with the city and county, I highly recommend you take the path of accepting the grant from the state and receive all the services of national retail recruitment for the county, the city, and a 5-year strategic plan for downtown, and that we allocate Jason Nix as the main point of contact for the county, and Amy Bird is the main point of contact for the downtown strategy.
Okay. Would you read the motion that's been properly seconded?
Can I ask one more question, Mayor?
Let's get it written down. The motion is it's. I can tell you the gist of it, but not be exact.
Motion that we defer action on this item until further study and the opportunity to confer with city leadership.
Okay. Everybody understand the motion? Okay.
Is it okay if I make an additional comment?
Unless there's other commissioners that need to speak first. Okay. Commissioner Guin's recognized.
Just one question, does Main Street lose that grant if we don't approve the grant on this? They lose that money?
That's correct.
So
You will lose the grant.
I have
Yes.
a question. The statement was made that we've been awarded this. So how have we been awarded a grant that budget did not
Not
vote to allocate these funds? And to my knowledge, the city hasn't okayed, that they haven't said that they're okay with the grant. I would imagine any grant that represents both entities would need to be voted upon. So is that true that something's been awarded that we have?
I think we've been awarded, I think she's meaning Main Street in this case. has been
Okay, so back to the original statement, the first grant application did not include the county and it was sent back. Okay, so that they would take into consideration including the county. So I'm going to implore my fellow commissioners, if you have not really thoroughly looked at that grant application, I think that it needs to be looked at, and I would recommend that some things be changed so that it is equally beneficial to Lincoln County. Because the revised one basically just adds, in my opinion, that Lincoln County will now pay for this grant. I support the retail strategies, I support FMS, I support all the things, but you look at the fine print and you make the best decision based on data.
Okay, Commissioner.
GDP grants,
Excuse
the
me.
initial
Excuse me.
app-
You got. Wait. Commissioner Grayson had his hand up.
So I think we're jumping the gun on the whole thing. So like she named off earlier that the expansion is going to be towards the state line. What about the opposite way and east and west? Do we even have the infrastructure to support the commercial businesses that they're going to be retailing to get here? Do we even have water there? Do we have a fire department there to support it in those areas currently? Or would we in the next 3-year period? So I think we're greatly jumping the gun with the whole ordeal of this.
Any other commission? Okay. Is there anybody before Commissioner Rose Walter speaks again?
I just had a question. What is the city's contribution?
0.
Okay, one more thing. I have given everybody some packets with information, and I realize it was just today, but because of the vote occurring at budget, it was hard to get it all together. But in here, you can see the grant information and the 3-star information and everything else that is included. One of the pages, it's the second one, I make some suggestions, and one would be to refer to the county comprehensive plan and address some of the needs in that in the grant process. I think the grant can be improved. If we refer to the comprehensive plan, there are needs in there that address infrastructure and other items. So again, we can make this better, but we need to sit down and really look at it instead of just voting because it's shiny and it sounds good. Thank you.
Okay, okay, Ms. Beasley, you can go ahead now.
Lacey, that you can speak.
Okay, one of the things I do want to clarify is that the initial grant was retail recruitment for Lincoln County and for the downtown plan. The reason it was turned down is that the state of Tennessee asked that Lincoln County financially contribute. It wasn't turned down because Lincoln County wasn't in the scope of work. So the initial application was funding for the entire ask, and ultimately the state came back and said, can Lincoln County match this financially over 3 years? The other thing I would like to clarify or show you is just for a full understanding. I'm going to show my screen and understand the kind of breakdown of payment over time so that you can see the difference in the two. And I'm just going to skip this presentation, but you know, there was a question you were asking about the infrastructure. This is showing the entire county and the population density. On the left, you can see that darker population density towards the bottom of the county, the higher growth area on Highway 431.
Ms. Lacey,
which,
we actually
yes,
can't see your screen.
you cannot see my screen.
But we
Okay.
have that document.
This is a new presentation and it says that I am, let me try one other thing, excuse me.
While Ms. Lacey looks that up, the packet that I've given out that says retail strategies documentation on the 5th page, it has an email from Ms. Amy Bird, and it reads, we recently applied for the 3-star grant for the retail development program, but were not awarded. In the feedback we received, the state indicated the project was strong and suggested that local buy-in from the county would be the key factor needed to move it forward. So I disagree with that sentiment. If you are correct, there's lack of communication, and again, that would need to be taken up during looking at all of this again to make sure we're making a good decision.
Has everybody heard enough to make a decision? Do y'all want to hear more? Commissioner Bryant's got a question.
I'm sorry, y'all, at the expense of stretching this out just a little bit. I appreciate everything you answered. You had a good presentation, but what I heard was 4 words. It said, we saw the opportunity. And I tend to agree with we need to put this off because we voted to do one thing, and I don't know who we and the opportunity was, but it wasn't us. I think we were very, very clear that we wanted to spend $150,000 and spend it in the county. So I don't know where we saw the opportunity. I don't know who we is. So I just don't. So I appreciate it, and I think we should put this off to another day. Thank you.
Any other discussion, Commissioner Nix?
I'm indifferent as far as going forward. I do think it's a good opportunity. I turn down grant money, especially when it's easy matching money. I'll make a suggestion that there's 3 districts in this county that 5, 6, and 3 that intertwine into the city of Fayetteville. So ultimately, anytime we make a money move or a move to better downtown, city of Fayetteville, and or the county, with the citizens in mind, or should be. And I think ultimately that's probably what we're going for. I think we need to keep in mind that we do represent the city taxpayers as much as we do the county taxpayers in all this. They do benefit from anything that would happen with it, whether it be in the city limits or the county limits. I think that needs to be said. Jenny's really deferring this. She's not denying it in a way. So don't mistake this as we're saying no or we simply are going to readdress it. I know as a commissioner that's getting to come back, and obviously the finance director, I will be bringing it back as we learn more, do more, and if I need to get in with the city and make some meetings with Mr. Owens and Alderman or whoever, we'll do that. Anyway, I think it should be said that we do represent all of the county, and that includes all 3 cities, Ardmore, Petersburg, and the city of Bevels. So that's my 2 cents.
Anything? Jack?
I just got a question. Is there a time limit on when we have to get this done?
I don't know about the grant part. Ms. Lacey, are you still there? The question was there a time limit for this?
I am. I don't know that. I don't know the answer to the time limit on the grant. I believe that if you restructure the grant and the way that payment is allocated, who's contributing to it, that I don't know if it's going to be available again. I know that there was $15 million set aside for 3-star last year, and there's $4 million set aside next time. So I think what you would have to do is deny the grant, reapply next year, and greatly reduce your options, chances to get the grant. I don't know that. I can't speak on behalf of the state on that, but I do know that if you change the grant, then you probably have to reapply, and there's only a fraction of the funding available next year that there was in this previous year. So there's not a guarantee that you will keep this grant.
Lacey, do you think we?
Commissioner Frazran.
Lacey, do you think we have a window of 2 months, maybe 3 months? Or do you know? If you don't know the answer, you can say no.
I don't know the answer.
Okay.
I don't know the answer to that. I do want to clarify one other item is that, the way the grant is structured is that the state is covering the majority of the cost up front, or the contribution, and it scales for the county's contribution. The retail strategies contract is written in a 3-year term, because we believe that's how we can be most successful, is the groundwork we lay in year 1, then scales and really starts to come to fruition in year 2 and year 3. So the year 1 contribution to Lincoln County with the grant is $20,000, and then it scales up after that. The year 1 contribution in year 2 is about $43,000, and in year 3 about $81,000, and that's Lincoln County's contribution. If you do not go with the grant, then what was approved at the county budget committee is $50,000 a year for those 3 years. So it's something to consider. Is we certainly hope to and intend to have a 3-year commitment from you, but it does change the commitment year over year.
Any other commissioner got a commissioner?
Question earlier was talking about the 9.5% sales tax. This is kind of the mix, I guess. You said the state gets 7%, we get 2.5%, another 2.5% is split off.
No, another 2.5. The same 2.5.
That's right.
That the 2.5 is cut in half, and that half goes to schools.
1.25% goes to schools, and then the city and the county fights over the 1.25%.
Give or take. Yep.
So then out of that 1.25%, how's that broke down between the 3 cities and the county?
That's where that's where it's a little harder to get to. We basically have to take the whole, divide it by half, times 40%, and then that gets you another number, and then we work off that number to trickle down to Petersburg, Ardmore, us, city of Bevels.
Does all 3 of the cities get the equal amount, or is it?
No, it's not.
Commissioner Rose-Walter.
I just want to point out, I think Lincoln County has a good relationship with the state, and given that the initial grant was brought back and asked for the buy-in from Lincoln County, I think if we convey to the state that we had this meeting, we're just looking for some more information and opportunity to meet with the city, that they would extend the turn-in time for the grant, something that we could ask for. So I don't feel like it would automatically be denied. I think that we would have an opportunity to converse with them and see. I also think that the mayor should be the one that's listed on the application as the point of contact. So that's another thing that should be changed. I say we call for a vote.
Okay, vote's been called for. Let's have a roll call vote, Madam Clerk. A yes vote is to delay a decision on this and confer with the city before making any decision.
All three cities.
I think you're just talking about Fayetteville,
It's just
right?
that- just that.
You ready?
I'm ready.
Coley,
Yes.
Sanders,
Yes.
Walker,
Yes.
Creason,
Yes.
Caldwell,
Yes.
Rogers,
Yes.
Ashley,
Yes.
Ewan,
Yes.
Mitchell,
Yes.
Hunter,
Yes.
Tackett,
Yes.
Spray,
Yes.
Eldridge,
Yes.
Nix,
No.
Taylor,
Yes.
Young,
No.
Bryant,
Yes.
Douglas,
Yes.
Guntherberg.
No.
I'm sorry, I didn't hear you.
No.
He coughed. I'm sorry. Frazarand,
Yes.
Hambrick,
Yes.
Rolls Walter.
Yes.
2 absent, 3 no, 19, 21, 2, yep, 19 yes, 3 no, 2 absent.
Okay. Motion passes. Next item, Budget Committee report. Commissioner
Thank you, Mr.
Wright.
Chairman.
Yes, sir.
Budget Committee of Legislative Body of Lincoln County met on August the 4th, 2026, 5 o'clock at the EMA building. All members were present. Meeting was called to order and we had no public comments. Item 1, County Mayor's Report. Dead stock bids and contract approval. Mayor Newman presented an all-around underground, which was the sole bidder across 10 participating counties. The costs were proportionally based on submittals. The county mayor signed the agreement, which required formal county commission approval. The action, we had a motion by Commissioner Bryant, seconded by Commissioner Taylor. This motion passed 6-2.
What's the will of the commission on this item? Commissioner Walker makes a motion for approval. Do I have a second?
Second.
Commissioner Bryant seconds it. Any questions, discussion? All in favor of approval, please say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed, no?
No.
Okay. Let's go ahead and just have a roll call, Madam Clerk.
Let's use our pads.
We're not always connected on that to vote.
Please tell us what we're voting on, so we'll be sure.
Okay, we're just voting on the approval. We had already budgeted the $90,000 for it. It's a 10-county thing that's put together by South Central Human Resource, and we're just voting to approve that contract. The money's already been approved. It's not a money item. It's just that approving the contract of that amount. Ready?
Rolls Walter,
Yes.
Hambrick, Frazarand,
Yes.
Guntherberg,
No.
Douglas,
Yes.
Bryant,
Yes.
Young,
Yes.
Taylor,
Yes.
Nix,
Yes.
Yes.
Eldridge, Spray,
Yes.
Tackett,
No.
Hunter,
Yes.
Mitchell,
Yes.
Ewan,
No.
Ashley,
Yes.
Rogers,
No.
Caldwell,
Yes.
Creason, Walker,
Yes.
Sanders,
Yes.
Coley.
Yes.
Sixteen yes,
Okay.
6 no, and 2 absent.
Okay. Motion passes. Commissioner Bryant?
Sheriff Tom Malone presented the following items. A COPS grant application, requested approval to apply for the federal non-matching COPS grant. We have a motion by Commissioner Taylor, seconded by Commissioner Hambrick. That motion passed unanimously.
What's the will of the commission on this item? Commissioner Frazarand makes a motion. Do I have a second? Commissioner Rose Walter makes a second. Any questions, comments, discussion on this item? All in favor of approval, please say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed, no. Unanimously approved. Commissioner Bryant.
Local training fee line item. The sheriff requested approval to assess fees for holding local training courses rather than paying to send personnel to other counties. Those funds will be allocated for training and supplies. We had a motion by Commissioner Spray, seconded by Commissioner Ewan. That motion passed unanimously.
What's the will of the commission on this item? Commissioner Guntherberg makes a motion for approval. Do I have a second? Commissioner Young seconds that. Questions, comments, discussion? Seeing none, all in favor of approval, please say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed, no. Unanimously approved. Commissioner Bryant.
Next item, Personnel Committee report. Personnel Committee Chairman Ricky Bryant presented the following items. Item 1, part-time assessor employee, and that's attached. I reported that the Personnel Committee unanimously approved hiring a part-time employee for the assessor's office through December the 31st, not to exceed 120 days, using money already available in their accounts. Any further extension would require the Personnel and Budget Committees to meet and reallocate those funds. We had quite a bit of discussion. The action, we had a motion to concur with the Personnel Committee's recommendation made by Commissioner Bryant, seconded by Commissioner Spray, and that motion passed 5-3.
Okay, what's the will of the commission on this item?
Mr. Bill,
Commissioner Caldwell?
I just want to make a couple of points during this meeting. That personnel meeting was very difficult, and I made a comment in our email, and I think it needs to be addressed here in this meeting, so it's mentioned in the minutes. But a couple of points are, meeting notes are great, but they don't reflect the tone of a meeting unless you're there. And I stand behind my email. I think ethically there's definitely some questions that should be asked coming from that meeting as we move forward. We all saw different things came from that meeting. And then also I think that there's clearly some tax money out there that has not been collected, and I think that's questionable. I think that, if we're not going to answer it, then possibly the state needs to be brought in, and some more discussion needs to be had. And then lastly, those of you that know me, I have been a huge supporter of no county vehicles need to go home unless it is emergency personnel. And again, I did ask the property assessor if she was driving her county vehicle home daily, and she did acknowledge that she still is. And that's my thoughts on this meeting.
Okay. Do we have a motion yet on anything? Do you want to make a motion that it's not approved?
Yes, I make a motion it's not approved.
Okay, do I have a second? Commissioner Ewan seconds that. Any discussion?
Question,
Yes, sir?
county vehicles, are they to stay at the facility from which they came from, or are they allowed to carry them home?
Depends on the individual. We had some contracts that was a condition of their hiring that they could drive it home. This particular one was, I don't remember exact terminology, but said that they used it on weekends for the purpose of that office. So there's not a set rule on that none of them can carry them home, but it's been on an individual basis. Okay.
A motion and a second.
We do have a motion second. Yes, sir.
A little more discussion. The motion before the floor is not to approve, of course, the part-time employee. Just a little bit of discussion on that, and I agree with the commissioner that meeting was not a good meeting. We were, I think my exact words were, we were in the weeds and had to get back on track again. We did an audit after that. I think the mayor asked for an audit, and I think that the zoning department done a great job in getting everything to that office, and that was part of the discussion. I think with 98.7% accuracy, it got to that office, both in permits and in, help me out, building permits and applications and minor plats. So I did reach out. I felt obligated to reach out because we're so far behind. I did reach out to this gentleman named Mr. Hawkins. He's the area coordinator for the comptroller that covers these items. And I just let him know that we had a personnel meeting and that there were some issues and, you know, there was some, whether you like it or not, finger pointing, that kind of thing, and that the personnel committee had approved a very, very short-term employee to help get caught up. So in this case, since we put that December the 31st deadline on there, and I think that's the reason this committee done that, I think it was on purpose, that should, in my opinion, show good faith with the county trying to get these things caught up by the end of the year. So from my seat, I'm gonna vote no on this one because I think we need to do it for the 6 months. Now, do I think if we come around in December, would I vote for it to come back? I think probably not, because we should get caught up in that time period is what I think. But I don't know that. I don't do that work. I don't have any clue. But I do think that in this particular case, if we need to show just a little bit of, we need to help a little bit and get this back on track, and that way we don't have any problems with the state. That's just my opinion. Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Any other discussion? Commissioner Douglas recognized first.
I work in that office, did not attend the meeting, but there are Saturdays that we do get out and go and run. There are so much movement. Y'all wouldn't believe what the building that is going on in our county. It's so hard to keep moving. And this office, or Ms. Painter's office, is the office that churns most of your tax dollars and is all of your property tax dollars and some of your personal taxes. Personal property taxes that are income. So, setting this up and not, we need to put this, we need to vote to help this office, because I know full well what it is and what it's done. This is something that if we don't, you're shooting yourself in the foot, because you're not allowing this office to operate with most efficiency to try to get caught up. So I'll be voting no on this.
Commissioner Eldridge.
Just want to clarify that the money for this has already been budgeted in the current assessor's office.
It has, but I also want to clarify that if this position were to move forward after December the 31st, then new dollars would have to be appropriated for that position. Right now, they have dollars because they had somebody that was out sick, basically.
But this motion only goes through December, correct?
Well,
This is to turn it down.
this is to turn it
though,
down,
right?
but yes,
The
it
commission before.
does have a December 31st deadline if it were to go the other way.
Commissioner Creason.
So how far behind are they and why? Like, are we talking years behind? Because she brought, Ms. Cole brought up that we're missing tax dollars here, there, and yonder. So I don't see that approving a 6-month one is going to benefit if we're several years behind.
The only thing I know is, you know, there's accusations that was under my authority that weren't true, and that when they were checked, they were getting the documents that they were supposed to from planning and zoning. That's all I know.
I can answer.
Let me make sure no one else needs to talk.
Speak to that.
Anybody?
Mr. Bill, I was just gonna say, I mean, the taxpayers have already paid for this office to, should be caught up. I mean, from 23, taxpayers have already paid. So paying to bring in more individuals, maybe that's not where the issue is.
Now, Commissioner Douglas.
There's two things that this office does. One is called filtering, and that's to go out with permits, measure new houses, measure new barns, check to see if the roof was replaced like the permits. So you've got a full going on with just keeping up with new build, new roofs, swimming pools, side, extra garage, detached garage. Then there's also another thing that is in a 5-year rotation of map review. And you have to go out, where the county's cut up 168 grids, and you take one grid that's roughly 4.5 miles wide and 2.5 miles north and south, east, and the other one was east-west. To go out and look at that each and every day, there's 20,000 parcels plus. We're real close to 21,000. That's a behemoth to do, and to do both of them. And it used to be that back 10, 20 years ago, you didn't have that much building going on. But as time seen, we've got more going on. It's become a bigger county when you start trying to count the rooftops.
Commissioner Rose-Walter.
Can you clarify, the motion was that, I'm a little confused because I'm looking at the minutes here and it looks like personnel approved the position. I think I'm a little confused on the motion that's on the floor. Can you clarify?
But the motion is to not approve that part-time motion.
Okay, if we need to collect this, and I don't wanna violate any HIPAA laws, but I know that office has had one person out for an extended time, due to battling a disease. And then I know we've got another person that has had an emergency surgery, and then they're gonna be out for a month. So I don't know why we wouldn't approve additional help. And we know that that is also going on in the office. And I know people have certain opinions and feelings, but we really need to just vote for what's gonna be the best of Lincoln County and support that office, instead of voting because of personal feelings. Gotta
Mr.
do
Bill.
what's gonna help the office in Lincoln County.
Okay.
I'm gonna go ahead and call for the previous question.
Okay. Question being objection for calling a vote. Let's call a roll call vote, Madam Clerk. Okay. A yes vote is to not hire this part-time person. That would be that there's funds that are there, but it would go through the end of this calendar year. Is that correct, Commissioner Bryant?
Yes.
So just
Commissioner Coley,
No.
Sanders, Walker, Creason, Caldwell,
Yes.
Rogers,
No.
Ashley,
No.
Ewan,
Yes.
Mitchell,
Yes.
Hunter,
No.
Tackett,
I am gonna vote, I say no.
Spray, Eldridge,
No.
Nix,
No.
Taylor, Young,
No.
Bryant,
No.
Douglas,
No.
Guntherberg,
No.
Brazran,
No.
Hambrick,
Yes.
Rolls-Walter.
No.
Have 5 yes, 17 no, and 2 absent.
okay. So that motion failed. Is there another motion on this item that wants to be presented at this time, Commissioner Bryant?
I move we concur with the Personnel Committee's recommendation to hire this part-time person not to exceed December the 31st and not to exceed 120 days.
Okay, is there a Commissioner Young seconds that? Okay, any questions?
I got one question, Mr. Chairman. I understand this, they need help, I understand that. My question was this, are we trying to hire someone to do the work that somebody should have already done? Or is it a result of something else? And maybe a result of somebody not doing their job? I appreciate what you said, that clarified some, if we've got a lot of illness and stuff, not to get the work done. I understand that, I just get a lot of things when you hear,
Well,
and if that's the case.
I'll tell you what I know, and that is the day after this, called the comptroller's office, and that's when found out there was not a letter sent. There was an email from Mr. Hawkins, wasn't it, Commissioner Bryant?
That's the way I understand it, sir.
And that was, they were behind, I don't remember the exact parcels, but I think it was somewhere between 2,000 and 5,000 far as personal inspections of those. And at that point, it set off an alarm at the comptroller's office, and their offer was to help them to catch up. Now, that's what Mr. Hawkins told me over the phone. Any questions? All in favor of approval, please say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed, no.
No.
Let's get a hand raise on those no's to get them recorded, please. Commissioner Caldwell, Commissioner Hambrick, Commissioner Guin, Commissioner Grayson. Anybody else that I didn't call their names?
Caldwell, Hambrick, Guin, and Creason are no, correct?
That's right. Okay. That motion passes. Commissioner Bryant.
Next item is retail strategies. I will read that if y'all wish, but I think we've deferred
covered
that.
it.
So
We've covered it.
all right, thank you. Next thing is attached. It was a ADA update from the finance director. State ADA figures received on June the 18th reflected a minor adjustment of around $4,000 from previously budgeted figures. This did not require a change per the auditor, so we're good with that. Next item, county employee health insurance rates. They're attached. Presented an update on county health insurance. We pre-budgeted 10% increase that resulted in $2,180,000 being budgeted against the actual cost of $1.7 million, leaving about $455,000. I did add a note here, I wrote a note. This is the 101 fund. It does not have anything to do with the 141 fund. So the action on that, we had a motion to approve the health insurance rates effective January 1st, 2027 for the county to absorb the total increase. That motion was made by Commissioner Bryant, seconded by Commissioner Spray, and passed unanimously.
What's the will of the commission on this item? Commissioner Gunsberg makes a motion for approval. Do I have a second? Commissioner Hunter seconds it. Any questions? Commissioner Nix.
I'd like to amend the motion. It does also include the 131, Fund 131, just the highway. That is all in there together. Sorry. Just to clarify, since he clarified the 101 and not being 141, it does include the
That's correct.
101 and the 131.
Okay, all right. Okay. Would you accept that in your,
Oh, absolutely.
okay, all right. Who seconded that? Commissioner Hunter, you okay with that? Okay. Any discussion? All in favor of approval, please say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed, no. Unanimously approved. Commissioner
All right.
Bryant.
Budget amendments 101. They're attached. We had a motion by Commissioner Taylor, seconded by Commissioner Ewan, and passed unanimously to approve the 101 general fund budget amendments.
What's the will of the commission on this item? Commissioner Taylor makes a motion for approval. Commissioner Young seconds that. Any questions? All in favor of approval, please say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed, no. Unanimously approved. Commissioner Bryant.
Budget amendments 141. They're attached. We had a motion by Commissioner Taylor, seconded by Commissioner Spray, passed unanimously to approve the 141 general purpose school fund budget amendments.
What's the will of the commission on this item? Commissioner Spray makes a motion. Do I have a second? Commissioner Gunsberg seconds it. Any discussion? All in favor of approval, please say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed, no. Unanimously approved. Commissioner Bryant.
Financial statements, they're attached. Director Nix presented the monthly financials, noting that year-end closures for 25-26 are ongoing. We had a motion by Commissioner Bryant, seconded by Commissioner Caldwell, passed unanimously to approve the financial reports.
What's the will of the commission on this item? Commissioner Douglas makes a motion for approval. Do I have a second?
Second.
Commissioner Bryant seconds. Any discussion? All in favor of approval, please say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed, no. Unanimously approved. Commissioner Bryant.
Recognition of service. Commissioner Bryant, Commissioner Cunningham, and EMA Director Doug Campbell expressed appreciation for the outgoing committee members and county officials for the years of hard work and dedicated service to the Budget Committee. And I'd like to reiterate those. And this is for the Budget Committee, but I would like to say that to everybody. As in the words of my predecessor back there, I got the floor, someone use it for a second. This is a really hard job. It doesn't matter what committee you're on. And I appreciate all you folks that are not going to be with us, and all you folks that are going to be with us. I appreciate y'all putting your name out there. I really do. Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you, Commissioner Bryant. Next item, Notary Publics, Madam Clerk.
Ann Tucker by Commissioner Haynes, Gabriella Lua Nichols by Commissioner Rolls-Walter, Rosa Lopez by Commissioner Tackett, Alicia Marbury by Commissioner Hambrick, Susie Clevenger by Commissioner Creason, Owen Bagley by Commissioner Caldwell, and Rosendo Lopez by Commissioner Hunter.
Any additions? Entertain a motion for approval of those. Commissioner Mitchell, your name's in the minutes. I need a second. I'm gonna give Commissioner Creason a second on that. It was right there in the same place. Any discussion, any questions on those Notary Public nominations? All in favor of approval, please say aye. Aye. Any opposed, no. Unanimously approved. New business, Commissioner Fresran has requested to speak to the commission.
One, this is my first time on the commission. I really enjoyed this time, 4 years representing District 8. In the time doing it, I've been on the road committee, and I've known Tim Gill, the current road commissioner, for a long time. He just got reelected to his 5th term, I believe that's correct. Is that right? Been 20 years at the end of this one. And because of what all Tim did out there, I mean, I know we have a lot of fussing about our road stuff, but what he works with, the budget and stuff he works with, he does a great job with the road. He's done a lot of, with his forward thinking, he saved the county no telling how much money on building the county shed out there, getting it in shape it's in, everything we've got to deal with it, and work out of it. The crew he's got, the facility is great. If anybody hadn't been out there to see it, you ought to go see it. I mean, it's a great county shed. But in all that being said, I'd like to, I move to temporarily suspend rule number 21, which pertains to the naming of facility. And at this time, I'd move to make a motion to name that county shed after Tim Gill, once he is retired or no longer in office, as county road commissioner. And that's my motion.
Second.
It would not be effective until his retirement,
Retirement.
so it's nameless until then.
Correct.
I don't think you're gonna get him retired for that, but we'll see.
Like you said earlier,
Okay.
some of y'all.
Commissioner Nick seconded. Any questions, comments, discussion?
I'd like to clarify if I could. We've just amended the rules, and so that the number is different. It's not 21. Just want to clarify that.
Okay. Do we need to suspend that rule then, Mr. Attorney?
No, sir.
We're okay? All right.
Rule 20.
All in favor, please say aye. Aye. Any opposed, no. He likes all of you. Congratulations, Tim. Any other new business? Commissioner Rolls-Walter.
Is our attorney going to address the item from the last meeting? I believe that Miss Bonnie Caldwell, Commissioner Caldwell, had made the motion about him reviewing the minutes and where we're at with that R3 zoning. Okay, thank you.
So what she's referring to is the property rezoning that was got a little heated last month, and that was approved pending my approval of a binding contract between Mr. Brown and the Lincoln County Board of Public Utilities. I've conferred with the Board of Public Utilities, and as it turns out, there is not a binding agreement with Mr. Brown and the Lincoln County Board of Public Utilities. So accordingly to the motion that was made, that would mean that property would not be rezoned.
Thank you. Any other new business, Commissioner Creason?
I guess I have two of them. Last month at the meeting, Doug Cunningham, when I asked you the question about us reviewing the Stella Jones contract, asked for a statute, which is TCA 753-305. And it says, I'm presuming that you are my chief executive officer.
For 7 more days, I think.
Which the statute basically says requires it be submitted to the legislative body, which you conferred with. So I wanted to clarify that there was a statute, and I reached out to CSTAS to confirm that. And they also, with like Jenny's motions in the past on the pilot programs and information, they recommended it wouldn't be a wise decision to grant any pilots without being able to ask some more questions other than yes or no. The next thing that I'm curious of.
Let's address that, because it's a very good point. What I said in that last one, the first thing is IDB is supposed to call for a public hearing at that point when they want to request it. At that point, they hold a public hearing. Then it comes before this board, the county commission, and I do agree with what you said. A lot of times you need more information. You don't have to know the name of the company, but you need to know if they're, making firecrackers or whatever, because we've been lucky in this county in a way that we have not got any industry that's polluting our air, our water, and we've been real good at that. But, if we're willing to accept anything, that's one of the things. Then the next step is, once the commission votes up or down on that, then you're supposed to be able to see that contract between the industry and IDB. Any questions on the procedure on that? Excuse me for interrupting you. Second point.
The next question I have is, since we had the Taylor's Market, or processing, whatever you want to call it, in Old 64 Highway, where are we at on our ladder truck that got approved through budget, approved by the commission? I've seen Bevels' new truck that they've got, but I've not seen our ladder truck. The city's was there.
Right. I'll let.
We didn't buy it. The state is still holding on to it, and we didn't buy it. Didn't have anywhere to really store it, process the land. It's been fully bought yet. We're still trying to get the land bought south where that was going to go. So it just didn't work out. So the ladder truck wasn't bought. The state still owns it. They've not put it up for sale or anything officially.
Okay.
The next, did the money go back into what fund?
Still in the general fund, right?
It stayed in the reserve account.
Pardon me?
Stayed in the reserve account. It was approved in the reserve account and it stayed in the reserve account.
There's nobody has touched back up on that. I know Bevels got a pretty neat truck, but I hadn't seen this other one.
Yeah. Okay.
The next question that I have is the 2 radios for the tacking channel. The $10,000 for 2 of them, what's the benefits of all of that?
Okay. I don't know who. I did see that, but I don't remember where. Do they go to the sheriff's department or go to?
Those are going in my vehicle, in the deputy director's vehicle. The tacking network's coming in. All the surrounding counties, except for Marshall, are going to the tacking network. And this gives us the opportunity to have interoperability with the surrounding counties and across the state.
Okay. Okay. I don't know if Commissioner Creason,
You named off some of them, but it's like the E911 center gonna have the same tacking radio?
They already do.
That you dispatch? Why is it costing $10,000?
That's the cost of the radios. They're $2,500 a piece. The mobiles, $2,600. The actual total cost for the 4 radios was $9,600. We had just moved in. It's no new money. We just asked to move money from one line to the other. And in case there's any unknowns that happen during the installation, we asked for the extra $400.
2 radios or 4 radios?
It's 2 mobiles and 2 portables. go before regular.
Dick?
That's got me for now.
Okay, Commissioner President.
Yeah, I've just got one other thing to say, being I'm fixing to be off commission and several of the others are gonna be off. And we've kinda kicked the can down the road on a few things that I hope the new commission and the new term picks up. And that's, that we never brought back up was talking about being able to build a secondary structure, or house on your property. I think that was an issue about being whether stick built or mobile home, stuff like that. I mean, I hope that comes back up for the new commission. The small business plan about being able to allow small business in the county. I really hope that works out and we can kind of generate more revenue. I mean, the county needs growth. With growth, I mean, it provides service for everybody from painters to beauticians to carpenters, lawn care, everything. So, I mean, growth is a good thing and we need some small business allowed in the county. And the other thing is, Mr. Bevels just spoke on earlier, I mean, we're 98% there on the UGB, PGA. I mean, I hope this don't get kicked over and started from scratch again. Had a lot of money and time spent on it, so I mean, that's just a plea to the next commission coming in. And I know we got several of them back there in the audience tonight, and I hope they look over things. Our new mayor is there. Congratulations, Walt. And just hope that everything don't get kicked down the road again for the next 4 years. That's all I got to say.
Okay. The two things from planning and zoning, they are working on both auxiliary and the business, home businesses. So it will come back before the commission real quick. Commissioner Bryant.
Just one last item at the risk of stretching this out any further. I don't think that it's proper that Mr. Brown, whether you agree with what he wants to do or not, have to go back through that whole process. I would ask that item be placed on the next commission agenda for consideration, because I think he's been through that a couple of times now. I read the report that goes out that was on the old Quick Road, and basically what it said at the bottom of that report was that their engineer approved that project, which was a much larger project, with a note that said we needed it, and in 4 or 5 years we needed to get a river access, basically is what he said. So this is a much smaller project. So I don't believe it's fair for him to have to go through that whole process again. And folks can agree with me or not, but that's my motion. Thank you.
Commissioner Rose Walter.
Perhaps our attorney needs to speak to what the engineer's report was regarding the water department's last meeting.
May not get a second. He may not have to speak. I don't think we got a second, do we?
I'll second.
Well,
Yes.
okay.
I had a motion, he seconded it. I said we
Okay.
didn't have a second. Now we got a second.
Okay.
So not only in addition to there not being the agreement with the water board as I had mentioned, in addition to that, we had a new engineer's report that we got, and I'm sorry I didn't bring that with me. But in essence, what that new engineering report says that the infrastructure that is there currently will not support what is being requested of. As it relates to whether or not it should be able to come up or not, I think with where we are, it has now failed. So I think if you were going to bring that back up because it has failed, and I know my opinion last week was it was grandfathered in, but it has now failed. So I think for it to be able to come back up, it does need to go back to the beginning.
Okay. Everybody understand? Okay. Any questions on what we're voting on? Yeah, they got a motion and a second on that, and it was, his comment was it needs to start back at ground zero. I think Ricky's motion was not to start back at ground zero, that come back before this commission. Am I correct on
That
what
is
your
correct.
intent
I mean, I
was?
just don't think it's fair to the man. He's jumped through all the hoops, and now he's got hit with what I consider to be a technicality, because I went back and revisited that note that the engineer, it was an engineer question to start with, and I went back and revisited the note that's further down the road that had more homes on it. So obviously, his opinion would be the same on a lesser on a lesser number of homes.
Okay.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Correct me if do you need a comment? Okay, here's clarification on this. If you vote yes on this, you're voting for Mr. Brown to be able to bring the same thing back to this commission for approval or turn down. The advice from our attorney was it needs to start back at ground zero because the water situation is not adequate. Is that correct?
Correct.
Okay. Everybody understand? Now Commissioner Nix, recognize.
I've always kind of prided myself on trying to do what's legal, and I think you're making me choose right now to go against the opinion of our legal. Although I do kind of feel the sentiments of him being able to bring it back, but with the legal opinion rendered, I'm probably going to go the opposite way this time, just for clarification.
You'll soon have that opportunity.
Coming up.
I'm gonna let you talk one more time, and that's it.
I just want to say, my district,
Was disappointed that they did not get to speak before Mr. Brown did. We did not do a proper public hearing. That was kind of bypassed. I know legally, supposedly if you've hosted, offered one, that you don't have to do one again. But Mr. Brown was able to speak for quite a bit on the floor, and my constituents didn't get to speak until after the vote. So I've got several calls about that. So I just want to share on the floor that the discontent and disappointment and not being able to exercise their rights and opinion that night.
Okay. We're fixed to have a roll call vote. If you vote yes, it's to let Mr. Brown bring that back to the floor of the commission for approval or turn down. And you heard the advice of our attorney. Commissioner. He's road commissioner.
I'm the road commissioner, I'm not the water man, but I serve on the utility committee. Y'all's, as a commission's job is to rule whether it's R3 or not. He has to bring plans before the utility committee to be approved. If they're not approved, he will not get to build a housing. That is the purpose of the utility committee. Now, if it's gonna be the commission's job to determine whether it's got water or it's got roads or this kind of stuff, we need to abolish the utility committee. We meet every 2 weeks. Not seeing any public there on these. That would be for Andy to take to his water department and for them to decide what needs to be done and work with the contractor to see that it's done. If that 2-inch line needs to come up to an 8-inch line, it will be discussed in this meeting. And it will be the cost of the contractor to do that.
Everybody understand it? If what Commissioner Gill says, if you vote for it, if you vote no on this, it starts over and has to go before the utility board.
It's a R3. It was
It's a
rezoned as
request.
R3 depending on the water. That's not the purpose of this commission to determine that. That's the purpose of the utility committee
I'm not disagreeing with you.
to determine that.
Which is the reason I made the motion. If we move to change it to R3. So when
Right.
it goes to utilities, because I'm in the building business, I know. So if there's not enough water out there, the water superintendent's gonna go.
He- Nope,
But that's,
not sign off and it's done.
Just to say, is it R3 or not, which we did. And we said, it was, and then we got into this big discussion about water, and we shouldn't have been talking about it.
That's right.
we should have paid attention to what the growth plan was, and legally, we weren't even supposed to approve anything outside of the growth plan, which is why we're having to pay all this money to create the growth plan to make sure we're following the rules, and here we are trying to bypass the rules. So the growth plan comes before the utilities.
Okay. Question been called for, I think. Let's have a roll call vote. Okay, a yes vote, it would be coming back to the commission, which would be the new commission for up or down on that. And a no vote on it would be, it'd have to start over at ground zero.
Up or down on zoning, correct?
That's right. Okay, everybody understand what you're voting on?
Say it one more time, so I'm gonna miss it.
Okay. a yes vote, it would come directly back to this commission to vote whether it's R3 or not R3. Okay? Everybody okay? Let's call that roll.
Okay. Coley.
Yes.
Sanders. Walker.
No.
Creason.
No.
Caldwell.
No.
Rogers.
No.
Ashley.
No.
Ewan.
No.
Mitchell.
No.
Hunter.
Yes.
Tackett.
No.
Spray.
No.
Eldridge.
Yes.
Nix.
Yes.
Taylor.
No.
Young.
Yes.
Bryant.
Yes.
Douglas.
Yes.
Guntherberg.
Yes.
Frazran.
Yes.
Hambrick.
No.
Rolls Walter.
It ain't gonna be a tie, I can tell you that. But I don't know if it passed or not.
Ten yes, 12 no, 2 absent.
Okay, it failed. Okay. Any other new business coming before the commission?
Make a motion to adjourn.
Oh, yeah.
Well,
Question under this mayor, this commission, on an issue that I still had in my notes. Where are we at on the fire department stuff that we're not supposed to talk about unless it goes through the county attorney? Where are we at on that? Because that all started under all this too.
same place.
So nowhere?
Well, not that it's not going anywhere, but it's the attorney's issue at this time, right? And that's
We adjourn, Mr. Chairman.
okay. Second. All in favor, please say aye. You're adjourned.
Berg second.
Always had it.
Thank you.